Who would have thought that Atlanta would be cooler than San Francisco?
Yeah.
Warm night last night as Bonds goes the opposite way and drops a base hit into left field. For Barry, his 4th hit of this series. He has 2 home runs against the Braves. A couple strikeouts in that game as well. So a better start here as he's on looking at one pitch and singling the opposite way, and now it's Santiago. Question for the Giants all year is what happens after Bonds does his thing, and he's on at first with nobody out.
In some ways that's an unfair graphic, because Barry Bonds, his prestige, his ability over the last 2 years, monumentally different than it was prior to 2000.
To the left side, Castillo. That's a fair ball, long throw out at first, and down to second is Bonds. Runner at second, an RBI chance for Snow. Moved up in the order against the hard throwing right-hander, which is what Dusty Baker wanted. Snow batting 6th and Sanders hitting 7th.
You never see guys trying to break the 100-meter race looking to their left or right.
No,
straight ahead.
The 0-1 pitch. Just off the inside corner, a ball and a strike. There's Sanders on deck. Barry Bonds battled hamstring trouble this season. Seems relatively healthy. Certainly with that big body, much bigger than it used to be. Doesn't run like he did in the early years of his career. Runner at second, 1 out, and the 1-1 pitch on the inside corner. Good pitch, 1-2.
And JT Snow with that home run against Millwood in game 2 to put the Giants on the board. It was a fastball away, but they're a good slider inside that keeps hitters from diving out there.
Snow during the regular season drove home only 53. A chance to put San Francisco out in front in game 5, and Snow hops out of it. The Atlanta Braves have been in every postseason since 1991. Millwood the center of attention on 1-2, and Snow fouls it off to the right.
What JT Snow has done most recently over the last month, to help with Gene Klein's the hitting instructor, he's cut down on the slope of the shoulders. A lot of left-handers with the loop in their swings hit a lot of lazy fly balls the other way, because that right or the left shoulder drops and the right shoulder goes up, referred to as the slope. You got to cut down on your slope in order to hit balls on the line and not lazily in the air.
That's too high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. JT Snow, people out in the Bay Area know this. Across the country realize he used to be a switch hitter.
Right.
And just gave it up after not being effective really much at all batting right-handed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's backing out of play.
JT's father, of course, a terrific college football player. Jack Snow played for the Rams, went to Notre Dame, and is now a color commentator for the St. Louis Rams. Lives in St. Louis.
Always front and center right behind the plate when the Giants roll through Busch Stadium, watching his kid play. Bonds at second, 1 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out. Second strikeout from Millwood as he had Snow out in front. So far, Kevin Millwood has not been behind any hitters in the first 2 innings. And he deals with Reggie Sanders. 3 out of 15 in this divisional series against Atlanta pitching. Ball 1. We saw Sanders last year playing in the postseason with Arizona. Arizona taking on St. Louis in the division series this year, and St. Louis with a 3-game sweep. The only sweep in the first round this season. They are awaiting the winner of this game. Sanders took it high, didn't go after it. And so Millwood's behind on the count, 2-0.
It's what Millwood does to Reggie Sanders, and most National League pitchers who can do that, if they have the good fastball riding high, they try to pitch Sanders above the hands. He is an excellent low ball hitter, and he handles the breaking ball very well too.
Some life in the stadium tonight.
There is.
A little different atmosphere than we're used to in Atlanta, where at least in the divisional series they can get laid back just expecting the Braves to end up in the league championship series. Millwood on 2-0. Sanders with a ground ball, base hit up the middle. That'll score Bonds, and San Francisco's on top 1-0. A 2-out base hit on a 2-0 pitch. Reggie Sanders picks a good time for his first RBI of this series. Now it's David Bell who's jammed and pops it foul, backing out of play for strike one. So Bonds started it with a hit. Bonds, who didn't celebrate when the Giants wrapped up the wild card spot, just kind of sat out of the celebration, watched from a corner, and said, "I'll celebrate when and if we win a World Series. Till then, if we fall short, I'm not pouring anything on anybody's head."
Barry Bonds was the left fielder in 1992, 10 years ago this month, when Doug Drabek and John Smoltz started Game 7. The Pirates leading 2-0 in the 9th inning. A key error by Chico Leaned, the second baseman, and the Francisco Cabrera hit, the biggest hit in this city's history, baseball history.
And really, the play in left field has as much to do with the October analysis of Barry Bonds' play as anything. Not being able to throw out Sid Bream, who couldn't run at all,
right,
from second base, who scored the winning run.
Braves winning it 3-2.
Runner at first, 2 out, 1 ball, 1 strike on David Bell. Russ Ortiz now has a lead, and as Tim mentioned earlier, handles the bat extremely well. In fact, had a hit in Game 1 and hit 2 home runs during the regular season. He's on deck, so 9 chances for Dusty Baker's team tonight in their lineup to do something against Millwood, as Bell is late, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Here it is. Fans in Atlanta love to see this. Can't see enough of it. Stan Belinda on the mound, October 14th, 10 years ago. Barry Bonds in left field. Sid Bream limping home for the win.
And then poor Sid was under the pile and somehow was
he limped more after that.
Able to play in the World Series after that. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bell. And just a reminder for Reggie Sanders. I'm still thinking about you, Reggie, but not much of a throw over by Millwood. Half a chance to run here. 18 stolen bases for Sanders during the regular season. 2 strikes on Bell. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Staying put. Bell took it just outside. 2-2.
I know all you Little League coaches may know this, but the reason that Reggie Sanders holds those gloves in his right hand is to keep his fists closed. A lot of the guys, when they get on first base, they'll grab 2 hands full of dirt, to where when they slide, they don't splay their fingers and have a spike come down on them.
He obviously doesn't care about his left hand.
No, just his right hand. Yeah, you would think if he were really worried about that, he'd put 1 glove in each hand.
He's got 2. Doesn't really need to double up on the right side. In his postseason career, 5 out of 6 trying to steal a base. Two balls, 2 strikes on Bell. And now a full count. Good jump by Sanders. He was ready to run on his toes and down to second. It's a wild pitch. And we'll see what the Braves want to do with David Bell.
You hear about hitters looking for breaking ball. Well, sometimes runners can also. And the minute it hits the dirt, go. Excellent base running by Sanders. David Bell, by the way, second on the Giants in 2-out RBIs. He had 30 of them this year, only 4 behind Barry Bonds. An excellent 8th place hitter.
First base is open. Russ Ortiz, who swings it well on deck. Will the Braves come after Bell? Into center field, should be handled. Andrew Jones, one of the best, puts it away, and that'll do it for San Francisco. But they do get the lead. A leadoff hit by Bonds, scored on this from Reggie Sanders. And after an inning and a half in Atlanta, 1-0 Giants.